Why is sports one of the most profitable industries on our earth today? Why does sports matter? Because sports stars make millions upon millions of dollars throwing around a ball, whilst the average person gets paid but a fraction of that for supposedly contributing more to society. Why is it that we adore watching these grown men run around for a couple of hours scouring imaginary points to win an arbitrary trophy? Well, to answer all these questions we must first ask ourselves, what are the roots of all stories that we tell ourselves and tell others? And when we break these stories down, we always see one: invariably conflict is the root of all legendary stories, of all notable events, of all mythology. Whether it be Romeo and Juliet or Avengers Endgame, as humans we inherently are intrigued and excited by conflict. To some of the most primal elements of our nature: aggression, physical competition, tribalism. And despite these three things often have negative connotations, this is by no means a bad thing. Humans in the modern developed world have created a society so structured, soon akin to any culture we've seen since the late Roman Empire, that our instinctive primal nature is so often unattended to. In past times, we fed this natural hunger with war, with the conquering of nations, with gladiator fights and public executions. And whilst these things are completely barbaric, there is an element of each of them that taps into the masses' lust for conflict. Over the years, humans have found a tamer method to entertain ourselves, to tell these stories of conflict and in some cases barbarism. Originally we did so with fear, with full battles and imitations of aggression, and as time went on we developed films to provide the same entertainment. But one thing lacked: the realistic element that the likes of the gladiator arenas provided. The genuine adrenaline and fear that came with watching 7-footmen ward off exotic beasts, and this realism was replaced by a concept less dangerous but no less relating: organized sports. Because really, sports are a little more than unscripted plays. The theater is the physical accomplishment that we embrace with unabridged investment, as these games truly become a matter of life or death in our tribal minds. And as we watch these games we slowly become more and more attached to these superhumans and super teams in this grandiose play that we call seasons and tournaments that truly lead to a love for the games themselves. Earlier in 2020, Kobe Bryant was one of the greatest basketball players of all time, tragically passed away, and as he did so the entire world came together in one moment to mourn, because these players, as they put on these magnificent showcases of physical mastery for us, the ones who stay around longer than most and rise above the majority, always become more than just players. They become idols, legends, sometimes deity-like figures who we feel almost become part of our family. The story of Kobe Bryant, in particular, is one that provides inspirations to a million. Boy from Italy, thrown into one of the grandest stages of them all, able to have an impact as grand as he did purely through a passionate love for his craft that provided a work ethic that is now unmatched.